Which, oh, hi! I didn't see you there. Have you ever been bothered by a pest? Some species interfere with human activities and are called pests. Now, people respond to pests by trying to reduce damage done by them. One way this can be done is by using pesticides, which are toxic chemicals, to reduce their numbers. But there are other ways to control this without affecting their abundance. There are 4 primary strategies that are used when trying to control pests. We have natural control, pesticide suppression, biological control, and cultural control. Now, these all together are called integrated control and can also known as integrated pest management. Now, they have a primary goal of trying to reduce pest damage by minimizing pesticide use and maximizing natural control. Now, I'm going to turn you over to Amy, and she's going to go ahead and talk to you about natural control, and she's going to give you some more details on that. On to Amy.
The first method to subduing these horrific little beasts is through natural control. We do this by exposing our pest population to predators, parasites, diseases, competitors, and weather. The good news about this method is that it's completely free. All you have to do is sit back and let nature do its work. Let's use this raccoon friend as an example. As you can see here, our raccoon is being hunted down by wolves. By introducing our predator population, we can reduce our raccoon density population from here to here. I will now pass it on to our biological specialist, Kyle, who will go into more detail.
In biological control, pests are reduced by the introduction of predators, parasites, and diseases. The difference between this and natural control is that humans play a role in introducing the controls. An example of successful biological control is the cottony cushion scale. The cottony cushion scale was a small insect that sucks the sap from the leaves and twigs of citrus leaves. And in 1887, the entire citrus industry of California was threatened by the insect. So in 1888, the ladybird beetle was introduced to prey on the insect. And by 1889, the cottony cushion scale population had almost been entirely eliminated, and this was all achieved by the small cost of $1,500. Another important method of pest control that falls under biological control is genetic control. And in genetic control, plants can be genetically manipulated to become more resistant to the pests, or pests can be altered to become sterile, which leads to a decline in their numbers. And now Chase will be talking to you about pesticide suppression.
When an individual thinks of suppression, they most likely think about reducing pest numbers or damage to an acceptable level. This seems counterintuitive to the whole goal of the IPM because it does integrate the use of herbicides, fungicides, insecticides, and or the use of other chemical poisons to reduce pest numbers. With pest suppression, however, they are not aiming to decimate the entire population. Instead, they're just trying to find a good balance in pest numbers and acceptable damage. Finding a good range of pesticide use is critical because too much will do more than just damage the pests in question. It will be far more destructive to the entire ecosystem. Using more natural ways to rid of pests is preferable because exposure to pesticides can cause health problems ranging from irritation to cancer. It is also a large contributor to pollution because only about 5% of a pesticide use actually reaches its target. The harm done to the environment ranges from about 9.6 billion to 10. With that said, I will now hand off to our cultural control specialist, Zach.
Cultural control has many forms and has existed since the beginning of agriculture. Many of these forms are recognizable today as crop rotation, crop burning, and pests. Through new scientific discoveries, scientists are able to stretch the limits of these controls. We now have controls that include changing the soil pH so that we have plants that can live in these higher or lower pH environments while getting rid of pests, and also implementing bacteria that help increase yields of plants and decreasing pests such as caterpillars or other insects. The use of pets in the past has been like using cats to kill mice in wheat fields to prevent grain storages from being destroyed. The goals of cultural controls are not meant to destroy the pest communities completely, however, to bring them down to a manageable level so that they don't decimate our crop yields as well as causing diseases through our crops that'll spread. Cultural controls are one of the key features that keep the need for pesticides down, and the more we learn as scientists, the better we can make the Earth a livable place for all creatures. Our anchor Brianna will now wrap things up.
So overall, these 4 strategies of natural control, biological control, pesticide suppression, and cultural control can help prevent damage from pests while still maintaining a stable ecological environment. Now, off to the kitchen so I can make myself a new sandwich that won't be destroyed by a new pest. Hey! My sandwich!
When an individual thinks of suppression, they most likely think about reducing pest. Let's start. When an individual thinks of suppression. When an individual thinks of suppression, they most likely think about reducing pest numbers. Crap.
Hey, Brie, what you doing there? What are you doing?